Pro League finals continue in the first quarterfinal. SK taking on Mousesports. SK's up one map after taking Mirage 16-7. Now moving on to Mousesports' pick. It's going to be Cash. A map that's been kind to them, but actually Vendetta, they haven't played it in a while.
They haven't played it in quite some time, actually. I think we have to go back to 11th of May where they lost to Fnatic 16-10, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it's been a while.
Online game.
Yeah, online game as well. So they haven't really played it a whole lot, which is obviously potentially worrying. SK on their end, they've played Cash quite a bit, actually, all the way leading up to the tournament. So for them, they're going to be, I guess, more familiar, more warmed up in that sense going into the second map.
I mean, Chad, is it going to matter what Mousesports brings out on this map if they can't button up these post-plant situations, these clutch situationals?
They need to have a better CT half and, yeah, fix that. They need to make sure they're playing with more confidence on that CT side. When you saw them have that force buy, they were playing with confidence and going for frags, and it worked out a lot better than just sitting hidden in the bomb sites, right? I think they have a nice mix. Oscar's going to be constantly moving around with the AWP. Rops is that B anchor. Lal over towards A is quite powerful. And then you have Dennis and Chris J, who are kind of the middlemen, literally, and they fill in the other gaps. So that's quite dynamic in the way that they can approach that, and hopefully they have a good game plan and they can, you know, hit that up straight away and address it very quickly and fix those issues with a little post-game talk, I suppose.
Yeah, hopefully they talked about something. Either way, the map is ready to go live. The players are ready to go and in the server, so we're going to bring it back over to Sadicus and Henry G to bring you the action.
I like how, I'm just checking the calendar, Vendetta says you have to go back to the month of May. That's yesterday. Technically.
Yeah, he's got
you really want to go back in time to May.
Okay, what was interesting is the fact that they played against Fnatic last, and they lost 16-10 or whatever it was, and SK have played Fnatic on this map and this tournament, and it was 16-4. So this doesn't bode well for Mousesports going forward, really, if you think about it, because SK blew Fnatic out of the water, and Mousesports couldn't beat them. So
yeah, a while ago though.
Yeah,
it was in the month of May. Remember?
Well, there you go. Still going with that.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny the way he said it.
Yeah. So
he had a point. I'm just being me.
The problem is SK get to play the CT side first. It's a very balanced map in that respect, but you're always going to pick CT. Like 9 times out of 10, that's the way teams feel more comfortable. They have more options, and SK looking a lot more assertive than Mousesports right now.
Yeah, and as CTs, you can get a lot of intel by pushing forward, just like these guys are playing on Intel i7 quad core.
There you go.
Yeah, processors. So
perfect.
They're going to be ready to rock and roll, just like Mousesports are toward the B side. It seems off the start toward B tunnels.
They have a Superman buy with Rops as well. Tech9 and Armor for him. They have one smoke for CT spawn. They'll try and bait out the first shot. It's quite a passive hold on the CT zone. Only one player in B. That's coldzera. He needs to go big here.
Cold's waiting for the headshot. He's not playing headshot position. He's behind the box. He's hoping to gather it. Usually people jump early to spot behind Generator, but Cold's playing a different angle. They've already pushed up middle as well. It's a complete mousetrap as Lowell is going to be the last alive, only one to get a kill. SK start off convincing, all but one more headshots.
Problem is there for Mousesports, they sent all 5 players to B, right? But unfortunately for them, the CTs has pushed in towards mid-warehouse as well. Not only that, coldzera's hitting every single headshot, it seems, as well. Very nice of him. I said he had to go big. He certainly delivered. Didn't get that third right, but he did do damage. And then the pins come in, like I said, from the Brazilian side too, pushing mid-warehouse and shutting it down. Mousesports, no bomb down, means they will be forced by in the second. Deagle very powerful on this map, and they've got 2 of those. Going to be Rops, like we said. Great Deagle player. He'll be boosted up from what I can see. He's actually towards middle. He's going to be Oscar boosted, actually, and he's got the other Desert Eagle. Let's see what he can do. He takes a bit of damage at the start. In terms of the buy for SK Gaming, they have got 1 rifle for Fur, M4A4 in his hands, 4 UMPs around him. And it looks like an A play here from what I can see. Pushing in, quite a defensive hold from SK once again, and they could actually cause some damage here, Mousesports.
Fur's going to drop off, M4 in hand. Good headshot, finds Chris, wrapping in, spots another that I thought he easily would have taken down. It's Dennis that's close range, but he wins out with the Tech9 headshot. Oscar's trying to find a headshot of his own on the Deagle. He's got Phelps. Bomb is planted. They've got themselves in a reasonable situation. Molotov forces Oscar out, nowhere to hide as Fallen comes around the corner from top of Highway.
Wow. Highway as well.
It's Cold and Taco that take down Rops and Dennis. Lowell, last alive, not going to do anything to hold the plant, but they did well.
Yeah, sure.
Good start to the round.
Nice shot from Oscar as well. Dennis, like he said, you thought he would be going down for sure, but manages to get a bit of wiggle room there to get the bomb down as well. So good round overall for Mousesports. Can't pick up the victory, but that helps balance the books in terms of money coming in into the next round. This will be an eco. Maybe some more upgraded pistol. Rops brings out the Deagle, takes his total down to 2,300. And for now, round 3, a comfortable one for SK. Can just build some money with the SMGs. They'll be into a bonus round situation next round, though. They keep all 5 players alive here as well. Sure, the UMP's powerful, but it's not ideal. And we'll see whether they can step up going forward. This round should be pretty clean cut, though. We have got a couple of deagles here for Mousesports, but no nades and no armor. Should be maybe a couple of kills coming in their favor. We'll see what happens here. Oscar go down first. Phelps ready for him in the boost position. But there it is. Dennis takes down coldzera. Up to Phelps now to come to the bets. He can't do anything about that.
No, he certainly cannot. Ops tries to get the shot. Fallen. Tries again, no less. Bomb planted. They've gotten bomb plants time and time again. They've gotten 2 kills to start off the round. They're still in a good position once more. This is all right stuff again early on in the rounds of T sides for Mousesports. So interesting to see that they're quite sufficient on the T side. They are mapped down in a quarterfinal. It's time to show up, put up the numbers to go along with the attended effects, as it's going to be a defuse coming in, but Chris trying to do what he can on the flank to get a little bit more money out of it. Nothing to win the rounds, and go down.
Yeah, he had nothing to lose there. Nothing to save, a Glock, no armor. But like you said, 2 plants coming down in a row. It's going to mean Mousesports have very decent cash though, but they found a couple of kills, so SK Gaming will be upgrading from their SMGs to all comes in the hands of Fallen. He's on 4 for 0 right now. Looks like he'll be having another great game here. AWP for the first gun round for Oscar as well. For 3 for him. Fallen goes towards middle. He's so deadly in mid. We saw it against Fnatic as well. He's just shutting them down left, right, and center. He's actually been given a little bit of a gap to work with here as well. This is the first shot. It's going to be a fast mid play coming in from the SK side. Fur waiting by the sandbags here, and Fallen is just trying to bait him in. They have got some mid control, and Oscar with the first pick as well.
Thanks from the flames. You can hear it tapping away. Doesn't really tap.
Oh, they heard it.
Yep, they definitely heard it though. So Rops and Lowell combined to take down for 10 HP left for Dennis, but they have Highway and they're only got 2 to find, so he can go first, he can go down, they'll get the information and should be able to respond. He'll hold position for now at the ticket booth, very near to where Taco is playing. Taco starts it off, takes down both Lowell and Dennis as Chris James behind the forklift. Impressive from Taco to win that exchange, to be completely honest. It's 5 HP. He's now got 3 kills. He's completely turned around as he's got an AK to work with. He's still watching middle. He has to watch his back at all times. Bomb not planted out of this either. This is falling apart for Mousesports. It looked like it was going to be steady procedure, straightforward. Molotov in from Taco. Won't deny the plant. They do have it down now. Flames will extinguish, so they'll allow Chris to get away from the default and play over toward quad. It's going to be Oscar that holds the line as well with the AWP on entry. And they'll both come from Highway. Smoke goes deep. Oscar. He's got to hit 1. They're being timid, naturally due to Taco's condition at this point in time, if you want to call it that. 2 kits to work with, 1 on either. And it's Oscar. Good shot onto Cold. That should spell the end of the round, but they made it a lot closer. Yeah. Taco specifically made it a lot closer than it needed to be.
What an effort that was from Taco. Not only the 2 kills at the UMPs, we didn't see it from his POV getting that AK shot. I'm sure that's what we're going to have a look at momentarily. Hiding behind the smoke, and that was a low HP player by Ticket Booth as well, so he manages to take him down. Picks up the AK-47. This is the shot I didn't see. There's a slight gap there. And yeah, nails it. Takes down Rops, I should say. And SK Gaming, although their money's not great, they just about squeeze out a buy here. No kits, so they do have the Fallen AWP. And a few smokes to work as well. No incendiaries, so that means the fast mid play comes in once again. It's going to be very powerful indeed. I think that's at this point, you need to let them have middle. Fallen, though, wanted to challenge, gets his head blown off by Dennis. A very good shot by him. Stepping in on cash, it seems as well. 3-1. Man advantage now for Mousesports. They've got the mid control and lots of time to play with here.
Lots of time to play with indeed. Dennis trying to locate his opposition on the inside of the smoke.
Presumably the A split coming in here. Mid control, players towards Highway as well. Lining up for some smokes. That's going to be Chris J and Rops. Set piece for the man advantage, looking very promising so far. 1 player though, boosted up, that's Taco. Waiting for them. He's going to have to be pivotal here if SK have any chance of making this round up. Nice bait shot from Dennis. Another cracking headshot from him. 5 on 3.
Good shot on Dennis. Or rather by Dennis. As they've got the site opened up, they've pushed back the CTs as well behind the smoke. Bomb gets planted early this time, and SK this round in particular will decide that's enough. They'll save. They'll go 2 toward their own spawn. Phelps will sit at the bottom of the ramp. Good thing they don't go all the way to B because Lurk was waiting.
Say what you want about Dennis, but in that particular round, and to be fair, recent form as well dictates he has actually stepped up tremendously compared to his previous role within this team. He takes down Fallen in a 1v1 duel, and he's got the AWP as well. It takes a lot of balls to face from the mid-warehouse and to actually nail that shot as well. Very impressive. Took down Taco in the boost position as well. Dennis will go down eventually. Getting a bit ahead of himself there, but he wins the round single-handedly. The only kills he had to find was 2. That was enough to push SK back, and they'll be saving their weapons at this point. And 3-2 comes in. 2 rounds in a row for Mousesports, starting to build their own economy now. 4 players surviving. It's a pause coming in. So SK saving 3 weapons, working out what's going to be the best way to distribute the wealth. Probably drop some UMPs to their teammates there. And the scout dropped as well from what I can see as well. But SK Gaming, see what they can do here. Like we said, against Fnatic, looked so clinical. Fnatic had no chance, especially on the Fnatic T side. It looked like they were locked out. But Mousesports putting their best foot forward, especially Dennis in that previous round. Robs yet to frag. The young star from Estonia for this team, 0-4 now.
Incredible game on Mirage. So for him yet to frag is a bit concerning. But 3-2, Mouse with the timeout early. Good to see teams using them early, because yesterday it seemed like no one was
Mousesports using the timeout.
It is, yes, sorry. So I had that information in my ear, but you were talking.
So there you go. I assumed to be SK because then they say 3 weapons. Like, okay, how do we adjust this by?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. But it is Mousesports.
Oh, there we go. Okay, well, scout for Fallen. He's dropped over his M4, and we'll see whether he can step up here. He's very, very good at the scout. Oscar's got the AWP. He's also no slouch of the sniper either. It's going to be an interesting round here. Suddenly the advantage towards Mousesports. They'll also be doing a default. They are finding a lot of success with the fast mid pushes though, boosting up nice and quickly. Doesn't look like they'll be opting for that this time though. Oscar using the Molotov to push off any CT to the start. Phelps has been boosted up in the mid warehouse to try and find the fast boost, but this time Oscar, no fear, in towards the A side, trying to find his first AWP shot.
WP gets by Oscar, but then the AWP finds Fallen. It's Lowell that goes into the site to try and compensate to get one to the right, but he goes down. Phelps wins it, and first stays alive at quad, meaning he could take down Chris on entry. It's 3-on-3 to keep track of all those kills, but it does mean Mousesports, for once in the last 2 rounds, despite only winning 1 of the last 2, don't open up a site with an advantage or get a plant. So they're going to try and shuffle back over toward B.
Exchanges for now, and only 1 player forward to be Sats coldzera. Very good in this particular area. Got the incendiary out, trying to buy himself some time. Flashbang, though, seems to be his first port of call. Comes down to this early frag. Can he find at least 1 to delay them while his teammates come in?
Hold. Try and open things up. Good shot under heaven. Too close as Dennis, despite being low on HP. 12-12. For Dennis and Oscar, that's all they have to work with. And Oscar with an AWP, though, doesn't really need much more than that. He'll go down, traded out by Phelps, and the Flames could do it to Dennis. He's got to move out. He's got to get in the open headshot position. Phelps, he doesn't know that he's low, so he can't necessarily go directly in. And the headshot actually gives Dennis a really good chance with the AK from the angle, and that's exactly how it goes down.
Yeah, going in that headshot position, it's called that for a reason. You can only see the head. His low HP doesn't become a factor at that point. He knows if he gets headshot, he's going down. Same story for his opposition as well. And Dennis coming out on top. He's having a great game so far. Top fragging for Mousesports. 7 kills, 5 deaths. Doing a good job. Like I said, not having to rely on the superstar Robs here. 3 rounds in a row now for Mouse. And it's going to be SK onto the eco here. So Mousesports, after going in towards A, they got that equal exchange. 3-on-3, we're back towards B. And Dennis, low HP, finds a refrag on coldzera. Bomb planted. Oscar brings it to the 1v1, and Dennis stepping up there. So SK now feeling the pressure a little bit. Just pistols, PT-50s, Deagles, and CZs. Fallen takes a bit of damage at the start of the round, and they're trying to push in Squeaky Door, but Chris J 1 step ahead of them. Doesn't manage to find a kill, but at least gets intel that that's happening.
Rob's just sitting back, does get Fallen down, so he's adding to the kill total. A minuscule one as it is, as Oscar gets Phelps pushing through, so double aggression again for SK, and Mousesports take an early lead. Quick lineup of the second Rusty Bolt, that goes all the way through to CT spawn. Perfectly. coldzera. Good shot with the deagle. You'd think it's scary. Again, it's called headshot for a reason.
Yeah.
Robs gets one in return. It's Taco now. Not much he can do in this. We'll just sit back, see if they can get kills on exit and potentially get guns.
It's always frightening when a player like coldzera nails the first deagle headshot. You know he's positioned like headshot where he can duck and weave and find multiple kills, but luckily he's shut down once again. Robs this time finding his first 2 kills into the round. Build his confidence up now. 2 AK headshots for him. Just Furt and Taco not necessarily saving this point, looking for exit frags. You can see Furt, he's holding towards a main, potentially trying to find anyone hunting for him. And then we've got Taco, who's in CT spawn, waiting on the other side of the smoke. Listening out the footsteps. Let's hope he can get something done here. It's fine to save the CZ. They will be buying next round regardless to get $2,100 on top of their $2,000 per player right now, so the Orbs will be able to come back out. They do like to run a double Orb setup so far, and they haven't really been established, SK, as of yet. I'm sure we'll see it at some point in the game. They could just about squeeze out the double Orbs they wanted to. There's one for Phelps. He's going to be dropping it to Taco, who is known to be the secondary Orb on some of the maps, and they're kind of just throwing the Orb around right now, trying to work out where he's going to go. I assume he'll be in full attack by the end. So it's time a tactical pause for SK Gaming. They've lost the lead. Mousesports, this is their pick, remember, as well. So SK Gaming start on the arguably easiest. It's a very balanced map indeed, but number 8, 4-3. That's what's the lead for now, at least.
So this time you are correct if you were to say SK called the tactical.
Yes, is that right?
Yes, you are.
Good.
You've nailed it, Henry. High five. Not quite loud enough for the mics, but that's all right. It was
kind of awkward when you sat next to each other.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. We just had to turn inward, watch the elbow.
Okay, do it again.
Do you know that trick?
Yeah,
watch the elbow?
Yeah.
Watch the elbow.
Oh,
never miss it.
That was
never miss it. Yeah, that one. Whew. It's going to be might have to use the left hand later now. Oh, that one's injured.
Well, we're going to get back into this one. Round number 8, the Orb is going to be in the hands of Fallen, of course, and he's going to be boosted up by behind the same smoke in middle. So we'll jump on him. If there is a boost coming in, he could find the first shot. There it is. Doesn't actually nail it. Okay.
I thought it was at least a leg shot.
Yeah, looked like it.
Yeah, didn't it? It must have gone just directly through.
Well, that was the perfect reply. The smoke goes down from T-Spawn. That's got an easy one to do towards connector, but you can boost above like Fallen did. He had a little bit of a flash come his way, so I guess that's why he might have just whiffed the shot slightly. But got intel, they've got mid-control. He's going to surrender in that particular area. Smoke down towards the top of highway as well. Buys Mouse a little bit more time. Fallen, though, watching the connector himself, seeing if they decide to push through towards CT Spawn. With Dennis in the vents as well. SK on the back foot this round. Limited utility, only 2 smokes remaining as well. A couple of kits to work with, and Cold Zero once again in B, but he's got some backup this time, but that's gone down. Phelps dealt with by Robs.
Cold takes Robs out, though, until Dennis shows face. 2 inside of the site close together, and Fallen somehow slips in and gets away after a single shot. Flash off Dennis. He wants to try and keep Fallen out of the equation. It does get through the doorway. That means he can cross to get the bomb planted. He'll go back and put his attention elsewhere. Elsewhere meaning walling, trying to find Oscar. God, that was close. He's got a chance to try and get more at tree as well. I think he may have... No, he didn't. I thought he may have spotted the gun barrel of Taco going into that corner, but seemingly did not. Doesn't matter. Holes on the flank. They're all going to show their face toward Lowell. Fallen finds it. Leaves him in a 2 versus 2, but Oscar pushes, takes advantage of the distraction, and he'll get away with one. Dennis gets the other, but Mousesports get away with the round.
Good job, Mousesports. They're looking quite assertive right now, are they not? Lots of fast mid pushes, getting that boost up as well. And SK without the economy to really get the full buy, and they don't have the incendiaries to shut down that push at the start. They tried to bring the counter to the table as well, the boost behind the smoke, but if Fallen hits that first shot, they've done it. They've pretty much won the round, but he misses it, and he has to fall back. At that point, full mid control comes from Mousesports. They go for the B split through the vents and the mid area and the B storage area itself, and manage to run away with the round. We're going to see another partial buy here from SK. Scout for Fallen. This time jumping over the smoke. It's ambitious to say the least. I think he spots one. Trying to see if he can get the jump shot. It's much harder to do these days. You can do it at the very top of the jump. You can pull the trigger and still have full accuracy, not just at any point like it used to be.
Yeah. Apex of the jump. It was a little bit overpowered before. Chris J used to be very, very good with it.
Yeah,
I think
it's
he
not
was
as
probably the best.
prevalent as it used to be. Like, you used to better take that to gun rounds after buying in the second and be absolutely fine.
Yeah, map dependent and angle dependent. Obviously, jumping Mirage B apartments.
Yeah. And quad on cash as well, CT side.
Yep, quad on cash. Where else? Cobblestone, you used to be able to do it at the corner before they put it in the stairs.
Dust 2-way ramp. Loads of
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's lots. Okay, cool. At least you got kill out of it. Not a headshot, not the pretty one. But the prettiest girl at the ball is Lowell, apparently. He takes him down, and it's now going to be another 4 versus 2. We're going to go 6-3 in favor of Mousesports on a T side. Great start for them.
Yeah, looking very promising, I have to say. They're playing like good CS in terms of the team play. They know they're reading the economy well. They're thinking, okay, they probably don't have the incendiaries here. They've opted for the orb. They're going to be struggling in the middle. We'll just keep deploying the same smokes towards the connector, flash over, deny that first kill coming in. It's very stifling for a CT. As soon as you're smoked out and the flashes are coming in as well, unless you've got heavy presence like 3 CT players there, that's the only way you can really counter it, unless you've got the utility to hold them off at the start. Maybe that's the call from SK going forward. Let's send 3 players there. Let's actually challenge middle instead of giving it up every single time, which is fine. If you have the double AWP set up, I think it's absolutely fine to leave middle open. You obviously have the AWP at quad, then you have one at B as well. And then you can have firepower across the map, and giving away mid is not a big deal. But if you're only having that one AWP who's focusing on middle, he's smoked out, he's pretty much made redundant, I think it's more than likely you want to possibly challenge with 3 players towards middle and take the duels yourself. So another full buy here. Do they go for the double AWP? coldzera has one. There it is. So normally when things get a bit tight, this is when you bring out the double AWP setup. It's probably not their go-to, but kind of an adjustment at this stage. 6-3 for Mousesports. They've actually won the last 6 rounds in a row. So looking very good here on the T side. Fast mid play again, potentially. Nope, not going to be happening. They've got the incendiary to deal with this time, and indeed, they have sent 3 players middle, Matthew. So they're listening.
Middle.
They know what they're doing.
Double middle.
If I know it, they should do it as well.
Taco's going to sit and watch off quad. Flames down in front of the doorway. It's true, we see a lot of Counter-Strike, so we pick up on these things, but it's always interesting to hear teams say, oh, we didn't know they did that. Well, you should have someone doing your homework.
Sure.
So I imagine they do in this case. These guys are professionals. Phelps down below the drop's going to wait. That's a bit of a flub. Flash gets fallen though, so he can't peek out just as they're going over drop as well. Oscar's now got the angle in his favor. He's got it to hold it. He's flirting with it. It's going to see Fallen, and there's why the flash is so effective, because Fallen had to back off that exact angle. Oscar, quick shot, somehow goes straight through the legs of Phelps. He thinks he gets away with it, but Taco arrives to take him down, and that leaves Phelps in the corner, but nobody puts Baby in the corner. Lowell says, you're gone.
Dirty dancing references coming in.
Why not?
I like it. 3 on 2 now.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, we can try that move later. We've done the high 5. Let's go for that.
You make me feel like Ted dancing.
3 on 1. Let's keep it together. Chris J, low HP. They have got the A site under control. This is looking very promising for Mousesports. They are countering the adjustments for SK as well then. Instead of going for the very fast approach then, the full execution towards middle, Oscar taking down Fallen. He seems to be running away with this one. He's actually on 11 frags right now. Fallen, he's got 6. But it feels like Oscar's winning the majority of the AWP duels at the moment. They're going to win round number 10 here and take that total to 7. coldzera saving the AWP. The double AWP setup not actually working out for them. He didn't really get that much going towards the B side of the map at all. And we'll see whether he can hold on to the AWP. It doesn't look like Mousesports will be hunting him down. That's going to be 7 rounds in a row now. That's not too bad at all. Mousesports certainly the underdog. Seems like a mismatch on paper, doesn't it? Mousesports versus SK Gaming. 6 months ago, you would say no chance whatsoever.
So, I'm impressed. And you're right. 6 months ago, you wouldn't have thought that at all.
Yeah. Certainly showing this international squad can go head-to-head with some of the best in the world. They've made it to the playoffs here against all odds and shown us they can make some damage here in the tournaments. It's going to be a force buy from what I can see. coldzera's AWP. Okay, they've actually saved some cash. There's a little partial buy on top of the AWP. And Oscar ready for coldzera. That's a push. I've seen him do a lot in this tournament. So obviously the other AWPers will be aware of his tendencies as well. Phelps, though, with the chance to do some damage here. Picks up the AK-47 as well. And if there's a chance to step up, this would be it. Unless the next headshot can't do it. Robs takes him down.
Still a tournament in which we've been waiting. Ooh, that's awkward. Molotov out. They just run into each other. Robs will get Taco back. Still a tournament in which we're waiting for Cold to show up.
Sure.
In some ways. He's had a few rounds here and there, but not the normal ones that we expect to see. There's Lowell with the bomb down in front of him. He's going to smoke off toward T. Or the tree, excuse me, not T, CT rather. And Molotov backside has the information as to exactly where Fallen's playing from, but through the smoke with the scout, Fallen nails the shot. I would love to see that from his perspective.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether he could just about see the shadow of him as he's about to push through the smoke and get the bomb, or whether it's the pre-fire. If it's the latter, that's insane. So, there it is. Robs, good job there, but that's SK Gaming with the partial buy, so that's actually stabilized their money tremendously. They didn't invest too much into it. They left about 2.5k per player, and they win the round. 7-4. They put one back just as it was looking a little bit dire there. Double setup once again. coldzera towards B, of course. Smoke goes in. Does he try the same pick he did before? Doesn't look like it. A slightly deeper smoke this time. There is a bit of activity towards that side of the map. This is Robs, though. Takes some damage through the smoke, and it's going to be Taco with the first frag. Manages to take down Chris J. That was towards the squeaky door, and upgrades his UMP to an AK as well, so that's not bad whatsoever. Good job. Looks like they're pushing towards A storage here as well. Or maybe just a boost up. Do we have an official name for this boost? We always called it Shroud back in the day.
Yeah, Shroud is still, I think, what we go to.
Okay.
It's just weird when you call a spot by a player name and then they're actually in the game.
Yeah, right.
It's confusing, but yeah. A boost. I think everyone would know what that means.
Yeah.
Dennis gets up close inside of connector. AWP to watch backside. Gets it, fallen. Good read, good assessment of the situation.
Yeah, nice angle as well. You can't really do much about that. Such an open position. Taken down. That's Dennis. Let's get 5-on-3 now. Rob's low HP as well. They should have this locked down. They will be heading towards people. Oscar, he could be the difference maker here. Spots one. Easy frag. Excuse coldzera. And now they have got an opening.
Phelps will swing in, take down Lowell. Good read as he heard Lowell jump back in. They've got the advantage. They need to start converting the rounds, SK. They've got the last one. They want to pick up 2 in a row as Oscar gets to the AWP. Wall shot. A little bit hopeful, I think. Optimistic. Push him down quite easily so. Not much time on the clock. He never had the round in his hands.
Yeah, well, 2 in a row now for SK Gaming. Great job with the aggression at the start. They're pushing the squeaky door area. Managing to upgrade a UMP to an AK-47, funneling them towards B as well. They got a nice kill. Oscar, after his teammate Dennis went down a CT spawn, he must have snuck in behind Fallen. Gets up the A ramp, takes down the AWP on the site, gives them that opening with Phelps stepping up there, ducking and weaving through the smoke, and managed to find a couple of kills there and locking in Oscar into an unwinnable situation, like he said. So a pause now for Mousesports. 7-5 to in a row for SK. So their money, let's have a look at that. It's going to be $8,000 for Rob. So AWP's definitely a possibility. They can certainly buy into this round. 6K on Lowell as well. 2 players feeling the burn slightly. That's Oscar and Chris J, who have got about 2,500 between them. So just a chance for LMBT, the coach of Mousesports, to decide where he wants to go with this buy. Looks like they'll be going with AKs and presumably the AWP on Oscar. He's actually got the AK in his hand as well, so they didn't go all in. I guess they had to drop weapons across the board. Rob's had to invest $7,000 into this round, so he probably dropped the Galil and the UMP, from what I can see. And here's the final buy. Galil, 2 AKs, 2 UMPs. They went for more utility. This suggests a set piece coming in, Matt, from what I can see right now. If you're opting for less firepower, like UMPs.
Molotov.
Oh, yeah, that's quite an interesting.
That's why you throw it toward the slanted roof so that it always lands. It's hard to spill it on the top when you try and hit it on the top of the campus.
Well, Fur tries to push in through that smoke, and Lau's having none of it with the UMP. He takes him down, gets a 5-on-4. They might just commit a mistake as well. Good flashbang, but Taco finds a kill.
Dennis gets Taco down. It's a little flashback the other way as Oscar's going to try and push up the highway ramp. Just in front of him. Will win it out to take Oscars. So 3 in a row now for SK as they pull themselves back into the game, looking more on form. Stay with the op on coldzera as well, not on Fallen.
Yeah, it seems that way. Nice round there from SK. First pick. There's some nice shots from Fallen. Close range, of course. That's his forte. And I think this has to be the partial buy now from Mousesports. Losing 3 in a row. Money coming in. I think Lowell had a bit more residual cash than his teammates. He goes down to 1,400. He buys the AK. So they've gone for Tech-9's Deagles. 1 AK-47. We'll see whether they can cause any damage here whatsoever. Back to the double AWP setup. coldzera ready in B storage. Easy shot for him. Takes on Dennis. And he can keep holding that position. He spotted he only had a pistol, so why not? This is an interesting move from Fred. Very aggressive this tournament.
First got Chris Jet down. And fall back into the A site. Rops. Spray back in. Lowell's going to get Taco inside of A main. We're still waiting on the same angle, though. This could catch them off as Robs gets closer, much closer. Gets it, though, however, with a deagle. Good shot. He's able to get the M4 for free as it felt just close enough to click the E button on, so he doesn't have to expose himself. No public nudity here. And it's Phelps that still waits inside of A. Fallen has gotten to the truck. They're still favoring off on the A side. All 3 Mousesports players are grouped together waiting with the time ticking away. This is what they're waiting for.
They've got no nades to work with here. a deagle as well. They need that first pick. Rop's trying to show presence towards Bitter. This looks like a run boost coming in, Matt. You'd love to see this. It's successful, but Fallen, he's ready for it. Takes down Lal. It was a nice attempt. With no nades, that's pretty much all they could do. They know the orb's going to be there somewhere, and unfortunately, Fallen nails his shot. Of course he does. 20 seconds remaining now. Robs could be the difference maker, though. Look at his position. This is looking very... Okay, don't worry.
Cole just absolutely nails him. Phelps takes Oscar down as well. Another round SK. We go into the 15th round with the half still to play for.
Yeah,
quite good from Cole.
I was building that up maybe a little bit too much. Coldzera just completely eviscerates him in this connector area. That was quite a nice shot, I have to say, all the same. Anyway, 7-7, that's 4 rounds in a row for SK. Looking like they might pick up the half victory here. It's going to be the final round of the first half. They're all available for Mousesports. That's where Oscar's been doing most of the damage. He got 13 kills in this half, but Fallen's starting to catch up to him now, 12-7. And the fast mid play. This was so successful for Mousesports in the earlier stages here. And how is Phelps still alive there? Just hiding in the smoke. I'm not sure they're 100% sure where he's in there. They seem to be he's watching it for now. Double Molotovs towards Phelps. I feel like if he'd just hidden, he could have actually gone to town on them after he pushed up mid. But maybe they had an idea. I don't know.
It's true, though. Yeah, he did go back to take a fight without an angle and a smoke down. Chris takes Taco. Mouse with the first 2 kills in the round. Looked like they could win this out 8-7 on cash. Even map, even score. Fallen waiting to see if they'll push in toward A main. Door shut by Fallen out toward Squeak. He doesn't want it opened inward anymore. Cole. Shoulder bait works, though. Now they know exactly where he is behind the box. He's getting desperate because he knows they're likely to Molotov him off, and desperation won't work for in the corner. Finds 1, snaps back, looks for 2, but Dennis responds to his teammate going down. And it's Fallen left against 4. Mousesports going to take the half.
Oh, they just dinked it through the checker room as well. So Fallen always so scary in his clutches, but looks like he has been shut down. 7 HP. It will be Mousesports winning the half here, and what a great performance it was. After losing the pistol 3-0 as well, he thought, okay, well, maybe SK are going to run away with this one once again. But 6 rounds in a row, actually 7, I believe, as well for Mousesports. It looked great as a team overall. Everyone's delivering, especially Dennis. How many key frags did he find there? 8-7 for Mousesports. It's better than what we saw in the first map. Let's see if they can conclude this in the second half.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Lenovo Legion, Xfinity, ESCA, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, Logitech G, and Zowie.
We look down the line on either side. It's Mousesports and SK dead even. If you think you can be better and actually take a half away from either of these two teams that just split one,
ambitious,
do so on ESCA. You can sign up, make it all the way through to Rank S. Maybe you'll play with these guys. Probably not. You're probably trash at the game, just like Henry.
Just like me. Well, let's get back into the actual game, shall we? Make sure you do that. Go play some ESCA. It's really fun. But round number 1 of the second half, Mousesports with a rare lead here against SK. Looking like they do have something up their sleeve. We'll get into the pistol round. It's going to be SK Gaming with 2 Molotovs and 1 smoke. Unless they've already deployed one. Doesn't look like they have. And Oscar getting aggressive in A main. He wants to find his first kill. Takes a couple of pop shots, but he'll be falling back at this stage. Spots at least a couple of terrorists in the A main position, but from what I can see, this will be Molotovs towards Quad potentially and trying to bust their way into the site. There it is, the first. Oscar now needs to step up.
Good shot, Fallen. Oscar can't do anything when he's that blind, especially when Dennis is just trying to get away and stay alive, which somehow he has. Fallen can't hit the shot, so Phelps does. Rops will wait at the truck. 2 men down, bomb planted. Things looking good for SK.
Chris J coming from Squeaky Door, though, probably the last hope here for the CT side. If he can open his door and get 1 kill and get some room to move for his teammates, that could be great. There it is. Now we have a chance.
Real chance as well, because they have to turn to look at him. It opens up some space toward the truck. However, they're going to just shut the door. That's the best way to deal with it. Just keep him contained. Phelps, as he sees it reopen, gets a shot and then puts him on 9 HP. Chris still hits it. Fur's gotten the other 2, and he'll close out the round himself.
Nice try there from Chris J, but quite a nice round from SK Gaming overall. Straight towards A. That's where a lot of teams like to end up. Basic execution and 1 smoke towards Highway. Double Molotov towards the quad position as well. Great flashbangs. Like we said, Oscar needs to go wild there. Couldn't actually get anything done. And here's some calculated shots from Fur with that Glock. Great work by him. 3 in total and manages to tie things up. 8-8. Not too much of a force buy from Mousesports, like I said in the previous map. A lot of teams opting, especially with the underdog as well, right? It's especially you're 1 map down. You don't want to feel like you lost the game due to the financial situation. You might as well say, okay, these guys are very good. It's unlikely we'll beat them with the pistols. Let's have a nice full buy, get the AWP cell, all the utility we need to actually run our full game and all our strategy on the CT side when we get going. So first goal coming in, that's for Fur. It takes down Chris J. This round shouldn't be too interesting, but Dennis continues his good form for what we've seen on Cash so far. Another deagle headshot from him to take down Fallen. Should still be quite easy, but Rops is causing some damage now.
Phelps just sits and waits. Dennis goes right by. So an easy enough kill. SK looking to find number 9, take a lead in the second half to start it off, and could do so with still a round in hand, if you will, in the fact that there won't be guns brought up from Mousesports.
Yeah, just keeping things a bit more modest. If Rops can find a kill with this UMP, that'd be great. Not exactly. I guess he could save it as well. He's still got body armor, right? So even if his teammates don't have weapons around him, he can at least have 100 HP to work with next round, drop a P250 for his mate, and maybe farm some cash going forward. So that's probably going to be the most logical thing to do. SK Gaming, though, bit dicey. Dennis with the 1D towards Fallen. And then Rops taking down Coldzera to find a UMP himself. So the round will be going in the SK's favour. They take the lead for the first time since the earlier stages in the first half. You can see the scoreboards right now. So Mousesports will be saving this last player. Rops just in towards T-spawn. SK saved the AK, Galil, and a UMP. So they could bring out the AWP next round if they really wanted to. It's not really worth it. They'll probably upgrade, or downgrade to say, some MAC-10s out, something like that. There's the MAC-10 for Fallen. And now he can have some fun running around. Actually gives it to Phelps. Does he just stay on a Glock? Is that happening, or has he been dropped? Oh, he's been dropped to Galil.
Smoke down mid-garage. Backs away. Fallen's going to try and continue spraying with the Galil. Keep it in mind. In toward mid. As Phelps gets above, doesn't yet know that Rops is down there. Needs to check. Goes down though. They need to trade. Fallen can't push through. 15 HP left for Rops. If he does push through, Oscar's there to give him some aid in the situation. In fact, he's going to run all the way to the corner, get tagged up on the way through. They're both on 15. One of them's dead. The other one's boosted. Do they know? Do they know that Rops has got enough there? Surely they do, because he'd already killed one of their team. And they make no mistake about it. Keeping track of the opposition. Still losing bodies, though. Lowell's hit another shot on Taco. As Chris tries to get run down, Colt's going to get closer and closer. Chris gets further away. He manages to make it through, and they'll close out and make it now 10, but guns to come up.
Indeed, not the cleanest of rounds from SK Gaming. The money's still good. They're finding all their kills with the SMG, so farming cash all day long. It's 10-8 now, the first gun round coming in. Like we said, the CT's quite modest with their second round partial buy. We won't call it a force because they didn't get armor as well. So you can see Oscar, he manages to get utility, and incendiary, and the orb as well with head armor. So lots of money to work with here. Still the UMP for Chris J. Get into the first gun round here. Fallen trying to pick towards B storage. Waiting to see if anyone gets aggressive first. Doesn't fully come in at the start. Needs some smoke to find a bit more space. Still edging around the corner here. So going for some B storage control here.
Phelps will get in a position to flash out into middle. He backed off in that pre-fire because the bullets landed exactly where he'd stepped out to take it from. So early damage goes favor of SK.
Indeed.
I'm not sure I like that UMP. We'll come back to that if we could. Not that one, the greenish one. Reason being, look, it has textures to make it look 3D that aren't real. They're done based on light dimensions, but those light dimensions aren't dynamic, so it looks like plastered on Duke Nukem 3D style graphics. It's clever style, but, you know, it doesn't really work.
It's probably one of the new ones.
Yeah, there's no dynamic lighting to go along with it. The gun doesn't actually have those shapes, those polygons. Sorry. My inner art school was really bothered.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see it come out time and time. But Taco, he's actually going to be finding a couple of frags there. Nice work with the Galil. Opens up the A bomb site by himself. That was from Highway as well. That might call for the save straight away. It's very difficult to retake this bomb site. 3 on 5, you're limited in terms of kits. You only got 1 incendiary remaining as well. And 5 seconds though, bomb should be going down. There it is. And it looks like he'll be a safe round here. Fallen watching towards middle as well, takes out Chris J. And that's going to be Oscar now desperately trying to hold on to his AWP and CT spawn. So Taco running away with that round by himself, sneaks up Highway, pushes for a smoke and manages to find 2 kills. And the round by himself, not too bad at all.
We'll get a look at Taco's kills in a moment.
Oh, I'd like to do that.
Spot. Would you?
I'd love that.
We'll do it just for you then.
Thank you, sir.
Never mind the.
Could you shoutcast to what's happening?
The way, as if it were happening
Yeah,
live.
exactly.
Do you want me to overhype or underhype?
Overhype.
Overhype it. Okay, we'll see what we can come up with.
God, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a treat. You've got to
Is
pause
it?
as well.
You're putting me on the spot.
You've got to pause. You've got time to work with it.
Pause. All right, let's get it up on the screen. Taco gets the Molotov out in behind the forklift. He's going to get Molotov off himself, but what a shot on Dennis as he backs away and through the door. He's got another on Lowell.
That was good.
Right.
I liked it. That's perked me up.
I had to act like I hadn't seen it before is the problem. That's the hard part.
Oh, good job by him. Yeah. So I beg you, I thought he came from Highway. He's actually playing the squeaky door. They had a player coming from Highway. But he does all the work from the aforementioned area, doing a great job. With the Galil, it's a rare appearance from that weapon. Seeing it more this tournament as well, along with the FAMAS. Just to note as well, we discussed the gravity of the situation with the UMP being nerfed. We're seeing more of these lesser rifles come in. 8 now. So, do Mousesports decide to force into this? I'm not so sure. We'll have a look. They've left themselves... Okay, I would say you probably do force into this round. You've got an AWP, an M4. You can at least afford UMPs around it. But still a chance to win it. You've got Robs and Oscar, 2 of the stars of the team. Actually, Oscar with that AWP as well. Robs presumably going to have to get aggressive here, which he does. He's in B storage right now. Trying to look over the smoke, but Zero waiting in T-spawn from Robs will fall back at this stage. Tries to get the early pick, but decides to stay alive instead. Taco at the door once again.
Ooh.
Okay.
That. Fair enough.
Where was Oscar? Let's have a look. Oh, he was in quad position.
No, he wasn't. I think he shot from right where he is now.
Yeah.
So he just guessed to shoot into the corner. I don't think he was quad.
He was here, right?
Yeah.
So I thought he would do it like this.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Straight down, it's a straight line, but that doesn't line up. Look where that corner is when you go out straight from the corner.
Oh yeah, I think that's the bullet hole there.
Yeah, he shot from inside of the site at the corner.
Yeah, you're right. There it is.
Yeah.
Boom. Did quite considerable damage as well.
Yeah, good guess.
Well, there you go. It's going to be 45 seconds remaining. Damage advantage, at least for Mousesports at this point. Taco down to 38. You can see a full B execution coming in momentarily. Phelps by the vents.
Don't love the way you throw that.
They've actually missed through one of those, I think.
Yeah, that's not how you throw them. Because they don't land, and you're exposed on top of white box. There's a much, much, much easier way to throw that Molotov. Fur takes down Oscar.
It's a big kill.
It is a big kill. Failed Molotovs, and they still find to get a pick. But Lowell up close, bomb down. Look for the headshot, can't get it. Taco's got the bomb back, and they'll head over toward A because Fur is pushed all the way through. He gets one more as well.
Sprints is on. Can they deny the plan? I don't think they can.
Oh, Phelps is going to wait. If he wanted to, he could push in behind them. Don't know that he'll do so. The problem is they still have one player in B. And Phelps is going through. Taco has to stay alive. He gets aggressive instead. If he goes down here, Robs could get on the bomb in time. Phelps just arriving, gets the gun out. Goes down. Now Taco has to stay alive long again because he still has to wait for coldzera to get closer, so he's gone out toward the door. They should pick up the round. But it wasn't exactly comfortable when the bomb went down.
He can still win this. Rops is good. Oh, okay. Up against coldzera, though. If he nails that shot, I think he had a shot within that clutch situation. Not meant to be there. That was not the force buy from Mousesports. They made things uncomfortable. Early damage inflicted by Oscar with the wall bang towards Squeaky Door. Following them back towards B, and then lots of backstabs and interesting flanks coming in there, especially Lowell as well, who pushes towards A storage, waits him beneath the boost position, takes down the bomb, and that's where limited time. There it is, that's the replay. Good stuff. The limited time meant things were uncomfortable for SK, but stepping up in the end, it's now 12-8. Another full buy for the CTs. No double up set up just yet. Round number 21 is joining us. It's the first quarterfinal of the day. It's SK Gaming versus Mousesports, who've already played Mirage. Where SK had a very convincing victory. I think it's 16-7. And now this game looking a lot more interesting, but since the second half begins, it's been the CT side that let Mousesports down so far. They didn't really get rolling at all on Mirage, but it had a decent terrorist half. This looks to be a very similar situation.
Chris J, blinded, turns back. Lowell sitting in the corner. Oh, taken out by Fallen immediately on arrival.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal. That's going to be over.
Fallen's got Chris. It's going to go 13-8. And money. Mousesports has none. I think they have a 3-round. Okay, they got a full loss bonus. What am I saying? Of course they have. They haven't won a round yet.
Yeah, indeed.
I thought it was 3 rounds for some reason. I thought they got one in there, but it was 8-7 for them.
I think they have to take a pause, maybe. They're not going to do that. It's not really enough to buy with, especially against a team like SK playing they are right now. I think they're going to need the double upset and maybe take a partial buy here, and we'll see what they can do going forward. coldzera, he's actually the main AWP for that round. Fallen with the AK-47. They have adjusted things now. Fallen back on the AWP. I think they're doing a spawn-based play in the previous round with Fallen. He's got the B storage this time. Smoke going down, waiting to see if anyone makes a mistake and pushes before it blooms. That'll be Robs on the other side. They have not force bought into this round. This is the partial buy. So CZ's an aggressive play towards Squeaky Door. It's going to be Taco finding 1 kill. Looking at the second as well. Should get this. It's not the cleanest of exchanges, and Lau will capitalize there. Down and another Eagle headshot. But Oscar was going to hit that. Unfortunately, not meant to be. Now Lau, low HP. He'll be on the bomb side itself and might find 1 kill here, which he does indeed, but gives his position away. Not really much he can do about this, but he has got the AK-47. I'll take a monstrous performance, but I think they'll just get him towards the B side. Making a lot of noise here. Phelps finds him. 14-8 now, 7-0. And this is, like I said, Mirage, they look great on the T side. It was weird they started on the T side considering they had the pick on SK's map. And they went for the T side start, and I think they're more confident on their T sides overall because I don't think they picked up a single. They got 1 round on their CT half on Mirage, and now they haven't picked up a single one after 7. So, double AWP set up, like we said, when things get a little bit desperate. This is when you bring it out. Oscar and Chris J. Great duo. Let's see if they can step up here. Lau looking to maybe push in towards A storage here. Does indeed.
Lau.
Good flash.
Yeah, good flash indeed. Can't necessarily push who's going to go. They're going to go. Get away. And SK already opening the door means that Lowell goes down. So they get aggressive on top of that flash and smoke position. As Dennis, Oscar rather, gets the kill. Dennis goes down, but Dennis is going to try and swing back around. Flash out. Rops is able to capitalize SK's limited man. And the smokes are actually haunting them because Phelps is in a good position, but he can't find Dennis. So he's got to sit and hold at quad. Manages to get Rops. They've actually pulled it around. Phelps goes on 6 HP, but it's cold. It's going to be his support player and gets Dennis for him. It's all on to Chris. And Chris has got an AWP and no kit. And I don't know if he fancies this.
Well, they'll have 3,400 per player. He might as well go for it. They're desperate right now. 2 versus 1. Needs to go quicker than this, though. He's hoping that a mistake is made by the T side. Edging in, slowly but surely, that was the shot that had to hit. 19 HP, done for. Great attempt by Chris. Like I said, he has to go for that. He can't just save the orb. It won't be enough. Match point, series point. for SK Gaming and no money for Mousesports. I think this game is coming to its logical conclusion. Like we said, on paper, bit of a mismatch perhaps for Mousesports. I think they've proven enough here. They've had a couple of tournaments now with ROPS coming in, and they're performing well as a unit, making the playoffs compared to some of the teams that didn't make it here. Like you think about, what, like Na'Vi not making the playoffs, Fnatic as well. It's Mousesports that are doing it, so that's quite convincing stuff for them going forward. Let's see whether they can have anything left in the tank here. It doesn't look like it. Phelps finds the first kill, taking now Chris J. Famis's and a couple of M4s. It's going to be Oscar pushing in towards the B storage, hoping he does find some sort of timing in his favor. coldzera seems to be aware, but can't find the shot. The Famis prevails and takes him down.
So, as we sit, what could be the last minute and 14 or less, SK could take this 2-0. It looks like they will, unless Mousesports can pull up their socks quite high. Oh, sits in the side with Dennis to try and get a main. Good shot. That's bombed down. It'll buy them some time and space, and they'll work together to watch Highway. They give up a little bit of room for Taco. It allows Fur to get closer as well, but it's definitely slowed the pace down for SK. Molotov will do the same to Taco. They'll throw out another one from the garage. Lowell knows that he's there. Swings out though. Fur hits the shot. And Phelps just waits on the highway. Down goes Dennis. That's going to be the end of the game. Phelps with ROPS makes it 16-8. Convincing on the second map.
Yeah, much better showing today from SK Gaming than we saw yesterday. The fact is, they have to go 3-0 and almost didn't make it to the playoffs as well, because completely kind of paint a picture for you. It was a really rough day in the office for them, but this is looking much better, especially the T side as well, not giving much away once again. That was the headline of the first day. They didn't drop it a single T round. Pretty much the same story today, only dropping one map in those two maps. So this is looking much better. Back to their old selves.
Back to the old selves. Back to you in the studio, Henry. As it's over to Jason, truthfully. He's the one in the studio.
God bless it all. Love those glasses, Hank. Look great. Welcome back to the Xfinity Analyst Desk. Yes, 2-0 for SK. They dominate Mousesports. That looked much like the day one SK that was just supremely dominant. Both of those maps, SK only drops one round on their offense. Is that a product of a good offense or the product of a bad defense? Or both?
Pretty bad defense.
Yeah, pretty bad defense. Let's be honest. I think, again, we saw the similar issue that they had on Mirage. They were pretty much giving way too much space for SK to just roam around with. At times, you know, you get midway through the second half there and you see SK pretty much setting up for a full execute 2 centimeters away from the B bomb site, with Mousesports having absolutely no clue what's going on around the map. They're playing passively in mid, still have 2 players over towards that A bomb site, just being completely in the dark, and that obviously is not going to pan out well. Yeah, to the point where maybe even sometimes they even get a chance to kind of fix up those post plants they had. I know, Chad, you have a clip to put that fancy toy to use.
Well, the only thing that got me excited by Mousesports, right? Well, that first half, I was cheering. I was thinking, they're doing it. This is, like, fantastic. They're dictating the pace.
They're back.
It's your boy, ROPS.
It's what I said in the pre-show, right? If they want to exploit Fallen in middle to do I call them the flip side smokes. This is the connector and the highway smoke, and then use Molotovs and take middle. The very first time they did it, we've actually got it on the telestrator here, it was a little bit sloppy. There was a gap in the smoke, and Fallen tried to exploit it, but it still went to plan, right? They forced Fallen in a position where he can't help his mid player, which is Fur. He gets isolated by Molotovs. They try to help Fur by boosting in the vent, but these guys from Mouse are just able to overwhelm mid. And the style that they can try and bring into this, right, is use flashes from the A players to help fight middle. Instead, what they do is just basically leave Fur out to dry. The vent player gets isolated and killed, and now they've got full mid control. And from this, they were able to dictate, you know, the pace of the game from there. They're able to do it again and keep getting mid control, and that forced Fallen's adjustment to just not play mid at all. Now, this is where Mouse kind of made mistakes. They didn't have moves to go from there. They could get middle every time, but they didn't have any moves to kind of beat them when they were just turtling on the bomb sites. And what they needed to do is get middle, force them back onto the bomb sites, then put pressure on the bomb site and send them the late mid flank, you know, to kill the guys while they're all concentrating on A main, Squeaky, B main, etc. So it's disappointing that Mousesports didn't adjust. They started perfectly. SK made an okay adjustment. I would have preferred to have that. Like, I think in this situation, if a team's going to keep exploiting mid, you have to fight them and you have to say you can't have that. Instead, you know, they took it more passively and showed why they're a good team at holding bomb sites, and that was fantastic from them. But yeah, this was just to highlight the one thing I thought Mouse did well.
The one thing.
Yeah.
We caught it. We got it all.
Yeah.
Vendetta, any kind of thoughts on you in this game? Is it just a product of that passive Mouse defense? I mean, the offense looked good at times.
I think that's honestly the biggest key component as to why we saw SK have such an easy time. But I do think what Chad brings up is a pretty interesting point to look into, you know, as we look at SK going further as well, because the way they play, or the way they adapt to not being able to hold mid with Fallen alone, or, you know, potentially having further 1 or 2 rounds, that is is actually playing that extremely passive bomb site holds, and they do that every single time. And at this point, teams should know it. So whether or not they're going to get, taking advantage of that later on as we move further on to the tournament is definitely going to be something to keep note on.
I know you guys, just to touch on this really quick, because I know we had some discussions of all these games were going live. In hindsight, this veto process, is there a better route that Mousesports could have taken after, now that we've seen, I mean, obviously we've seen both maps, you're looking at it with all the knowledge and everything like that, but where else could they have taken this that you think maybe would have given them a fighting chance?
Inferno. I think that's the one that stands out to me, at least. I think that would have been a bit better choice, because if you okay, Mirage, that's going to go through for SK no matter what. If you bring it into Cash, that's one of the maps that SK are actually undefeated on at LAN, even with the changes to Phelps where they had shaky maps and so on. So you're still bringing it into almost home court for the Brazilians. So I think if you throw them a bit of a curveball by going into Inferno, sure, it might not be your strongest map, but you've tested yourself against was it Liquid already. That should have been an even more comfortable win than you already had. So you have to feel good about what you actually showcased in that game. And we've also seen that SK have definitely looked shaky. They do have some glaring issues on Inferno as well.
Yeah, another one maybe was Cobble, right? I know that it's still a good SK map, but it's one that Mouse showed that they actually have strategies on the CT side and very deep strategies on the T side. We saw a lot of different executes coming out from them on the A and B bomb sides, and they could have used that to their advantage, as well as watching how G2 were able to manhandle SK. Maybe, use a little bit of that as inspiration and infuse that with their own game style. That would have been, a tactic that you would have been 99% sure that Cobble would have been in that first phase for a pick, right? You could have prepared very heavily for it, and you're confident in it yourself already. Cage seems like a bit of a reach. Now in hindsight, like you were saying, and Mirage also would have been a risk, even though we did see them Envy destroy them. I think that's kind of a one-off for SK. I think they're actually a pretty good Inferno team. I like their double AWP setups and that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, either way, SK is going to take this 2-0. Now, leading into the semifinal, they have G2 waiting for them. So that first semifinal that we're going to see, or maybe not the first of the day, but the first semifinal that we have locked in is going to be G2 taking on SK. This feels like in this tournament with the teams that are left, this could almost be like a grand final matchup.
Yeah, I think that's highly dependent on what kind of G2 we see, though. If we see day 1 G2, or we just see the
you can say that about SK though, can't you?
If we have day 1 SK, if we have day 1 SK versus day 2 G2,
that should make
it'll be a great semifinal. Otherwise, anything could happen, right? It's hard to tell.
Would you put G2 as the underdog despite them going straight through to the semifinal? Are they kind of the team that you look at to be the underdog in this matchup?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think that because it's a very different game once you get out of best of 1 territory and into best of 3. Even though, SK are not supremely confident in their own map pool as of right now, I still think they stand stronger than what G2 does, because we've seen G2 just be incredibly inconsistent from having the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. SK, at least on their hand, they have had bumps in the road, but they haven't really been like down in the dirt just grasping for air. And I think that's going to be a massive benefit in a best of 3 series.
I think if G2 can make it a brawl for SK and make their life uncomfortable, obviously SK guys don't look as overwhelming to me when they have only pistols or force buys. They don't look great. Some of their decision making isn't there because players overextend. That's where I think G2 could take advantage as long as they stay on top of that economy. But I agree, there's probably a few more teething issues for G2 at the moment than there is for SK.
Cool. Well, either way, that's going to be coming up on Saturday when the semifinals is going to be in the Verizon Theater in Dallas. Now, if you want to get involved in some competitive Counter-Strike action, check out ESL Play Open. It's on June 16th. You can sign up, get in there, play. You can compete for some money, compete with some friends, however you want to do it. But that's how you can get involved in some competitive Counter-Strike. And if you want to move on and you want to try and get in some professional Counter-Strike, the Mountain Dew League is the ESL's direct path into the professional divisions of Counter-Strike. You can get involved. You can check out the website, sign up for it. You have to compete your way through all the tiers and eventually play against the pros. Now, we're going to head to a quick break, and when we return, it's going to be the second quarter final. It's going to be Liquid taking on Team Envious. Stay tuned.